New Year's Eve last year, 2024, I decided to make some yakitori, and I needed some yakitori sauce to go with it. Yakitori is grilled chicken, on chicken on skewers usually, and it usually has a more traditional like sweet soy sauce based sauce that comes with it that is often dipped in. This sauce is sweet, very savory, salty, and one of those things that you use repeatedly and it gets better and better, sort of like a mother sauce. I got this recipe from an old Japanese restaurant I used to work at. I got it off the head chef. I'm going to use a very collagen rich chicken broth that's going to be really good. It has some like aromatics into it, but not too many, pretty easy to do, simmer and forget type stuff. So I'm basically making chicken stock, but some onions mostly whole, fat knob of ginger, some ginger slices about that much, some garlic cloves and a shiitake, mushrooms, for the stock, and I cut the top of the leek. Obviously I washed it and it's full of gritty stuff, not so nice. Yeah, see, very shiny. Large carrots. Yeah, once you see me chop up all the vegetables. Oh look, cheap ass chicken carcass. I think it was like $2.50 for all of that for 2 carcasses. And what I'm putting it is what I believe is a chicken kidney, and that is some belly fat that we'll use for later because it's quite good. But yeah, I use these and I chop them up. Was the chicken tail, how to put it, it's got basically no bone in it, a little bit of cartilage. It's mostly clump of fat, and if you grill it up, it gets nice and crispy and juicy and fatty, and it's quite good. So I took that off. I believe the chicken tail on the skewer is called bon jiri, like jiri as in like shitty, i.e. ass. I'm going to grill these over charcoal and also the greens of the leek too. So yeah, the grilling process. Make sure you suffer through it. A little bit of char to it, a bit of a smoky taste to it. How do I put it? Yakitori sauce, it's good the longer people use it, and the reason it's good is because when they grill the chicken, they dunk it into the sauce, and then put it back onto the fire and maybe dunk it again or a third time even, and that repeated process imparts smoky flavor to the sauce. But that is why I'm doing it over the fire with the chicken carcass. But yeah, also you see grilled leeks. Now you see some gnarly looking chicken carcasses all charred up. Yeah, as you make stock, just simmer bones. I did it overnight actually, it was really good. And if you do it overnight, the bones sort of, I don't know, get soft and you can crush them with your hands. But yeah, afterwards I decided to put some vegetables in. I don't want the vegetables to sort of melt because it's going to be hard to sort of filter out later on. But yeah, make sure they're all submerged, and also the mushrooms too. For the better half, most of the day, I simmered it with the vegetables I put in. I don't want it to like melt, but leave fibers, so it'd be hard to strain it. But yeah, afterwards I strained it, and then, I sort of reduced it so that it would fit in the pot. Alright, so the other half of this tare, the sauce that I'm making, as you see from right to left, so I had some white sugar, soy sauce, and Japanese cooking sake, or cooking wine, and mirin, so that it's basically like a sweet wine. And I didn't have it. It was supposed to be this sort of mizuame. In some sense, literally translates to water candy, but glucose syrup is pretty similar. The recipe was suggest to like make this body of water, so totaling 1 liter, so 400 mils of soy sauce, 400 mils of mirin, 200 mils of sake, and 200 grams of sugar, and 45 grams of glucose syrup. That total liquid is supposed to be the braising liquid for the bones and any sort of aromatic as well. Mirin has sugar in it, so don't make it too hot, it might burn. But yeah, I start off with the ones with alcohol in it so I can, evaporate them off first. So the sake first and then the mirin. And added the 200 grams of sugar. Once it dissolves and, you don't taste the alcohol in it, it's good. Also, don't flambeing is not really a Japanese thing, although you might be able to. And this is going to be so sweet. I think I might put the glucose syrup in later. Okay, I'm going to put 200 mils of soy sauce in. The soy sauce is supposed to be 400 mils as well, but the thing is the soy sauce I have is quite salty, so I'm going to put that in a bit, just at the end. I can't lie, it already tastes pretty good, to be honest. Oh, it's still evaporating alcohol. Alright. I think I will put the glucose syrup in. I don't need too much of it. So it's supposed to be a substitute for mizuame, which is sort of a starch-based sugar syrup in Japanese cooking. Apparently the level of sweetness is maybe double, so 90 grams of mizuame, but I'm just going to go half, so 45 grams of this. And the reason I'm adding this instead of just more sugar is the type of sweetness you get is technically not the same and surprisingly does affect it. Just remember that sometimes a lot of the harsh tastes that you don't want often come from unevaporated alcohol in here. Ah, okay, so I get how they make the itarashi dango at this point. It tastes basically the same when you make the sauce for it. I think I might make this a bit stronger as well. I'm gonna add another 100 ml of soy sauce to it. Plus I'm supposed to put cornstarch into it, or like potato starch for like a thickener. But the amount of collagen that I've extracted, I think might make it unnecessary. Then I add my reduced stock to the sauce. And I also filtered it out, or sieved it out. But yeah, in the end, it's sort of like really up to you, but those are the basic stuff that give it its base flavor. You can screw around with it as much as you want. You can try different, types of chicken for the stock, or different types of aromatics. But as a rule of thumb, you generally want it to be sweet and salty and savory. Like obviously you can't just drink it. The idea is you get a nice good coating on the chicken and it stays there even when you're grilling it, or when you just dunk it for the sake of dipping it. If you like the video, please subscribe. I hope you like the dingy setup that I have.